you ever find out something that you think, well, of course it's done this way, and then you realize everyone has a different way of doing it?
Like what?
Like when you wipe your ass after taking a number 2.
Okay.
I was taught you stand up and you wipe your butt.
What?
Right.
You were taught what?
Yeah, when you finish pooping.
That ain't a thing, bro.
It was a thing in my house.
Holy shit.
But when I told Robin that, it's like, no, you sit down and you stick your hand. But I'm like, that's crazy. I'm going to stick my hand in the toilet, lift the cheek, and that's just too much of my skin below seat level for my comfort.
That is fucking weird.
In a world of bad movies, 2 follically challenged men will stop at nothing to share their opinions of them. Their wives are tired of listening. But are you? This isn't the podcast you deserve, but it's the one you need. Prepare yourself for Bald Guys and Bad Movies.
Welcome to episode 29 of Bald Guys and Bad Movies. I am Troy, here with my buddy,
Mr. Mike.
Mr. Mike. Shake that thing, Mike.
Always do. Always do. I stay shaking it.
Not the jolly shaking. Like I'm not saying laugh when you laugh and your belly goes up and down.
What are you trying to say?
Are you talking about that kind of shaking, or are you talking about that onion you have?
What kind? Yeah. I'm talking about that. I got a beautiful behind.
I know we talked about that before. So,
yeah, my ex-girlfriend called me Superman butt.
Did she really?
Yep.
No.
Back in high school.
You're bullshitting.
I swear to fucking God,
nah,
dude.
Come on now. She called
I
you
swear
Superman
to God.
Butt? Why?
She called me Superman butt because I was this big dude with like this little cute butt. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Yep. She called me Superman butt.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a fun fact.
Yeah.
Does Drea have a pet name for your ass? No?
No.
She just wants it to stay away from her. Get that stinky
9
thing away
times
from
out
here.
of 10.
What are we reviewing this week, Mike?
What are we reviewing? The wonderful world of parent anxiety causing murderous monsters to appear.
Grimcutty.
Wonderful.
Grimcutty.
Grimcutty.
Grimcutty on Hulu. Streaming right now on Hulu.
Yep, streaming on Hulu.
So, what do you think about non-spoilery? Wait. Should I do the thing?
I think I just spoiled it from the beginning.
Yeah, you pretty much.
Well, people shouldn't be listening to these damn episodes. I mean, by now, people know not to listen if they haven't seen the movie.
So, the quick short of it, the synopsis of this movie is Grimcutty is about a suburban girl and her little brother must stop a terrifying internet meme brought to life by the hysteria of their parents.
Oh, well, that ruined it too.
That's right on the IMDb page.
Yeah, perfect.
So, there you go. No spoilers. Would you recommend this movie?
I would. I actually enjoyed it more than I expected to tell you the truth. Like, I was thinking it was going to be absolute dog shit. Like, but I had a fun time watching it.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I didn't really have a fun time watching it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm surprised.
I thought it was, it's not irredeemable. I mean, I guess watch it if you got a Hulu. I didn't enjoy it. I got to be honest.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
So this will be interesting. Good. I like it when we don't agree.
Yeah.
So we can argue about things. All right. So Mike says see it, and I say don't bother. So, or, yeah, it's not going to kill you. If you want to watch something goofy
and kind of
irritating.
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Irritating.
I'm gonna tell you that
get over yourself.
The scariest thing about this movie is
you can't. But you're not allowed. You're not allowed to judge if a movie is scary, Troy. You don't get scared by movies.
No. I can appreciate
you never do.
horror. I don't have to be scared. But
you just said the scariest thing about it. So you can't say if something is scary. You don't get scared. Is that correct? Do you get scared by movies?
Let me finish my statement. There's something in this movie that unsettled the shit out of me.
What's
that
that?
fucking ASMR shit she was doing. I hate fucking not all ASMR. It's the whispering, and I'm going to talk like this, and you hear all the clicks and the saliva and the stickiness of my mouth. This cat.
It's gross when you. It's definitely gross when you do it. That's for sure.
Well, then you get a window. This is how it sounds to me in my mind. It's like fucking nails on my brain. I hate to hear people chew, and I hate that fucking ASMR shit. Movie starts with that because
that is. I mean, I think ASMR is stupid personally, but it didn't bother me really. I mean, I don't know.
It irritated me right out the box, but whatever. Let's get into it. You liked it. What'd you like about it?
I liked the take. Like, I like the take on it. The monster not being summoned by the person, right? Mm-hmm. The monster being summoned by the parents who worry about the person, right? Mm-hmm. And I thought that was kind of a cool take. It's actually really poignant for the times, you know, or for any time really, because like that's the way parents always are, you know. They're always worried about this, they're worried about that, when in actuality it's not usually that common of a problem that they worry about, because they're scared of it a lot of times because the fucking media push these ideas into their brain and make them afraid of things that are only truly a danger to a very small subset of people who are in very specific situations. You know what I mean? Granted, yeah, kids and people are probably more depressed and more anxious because of having phones and everything. But I still thought it was a really nice a really cool sort of take on mass hysteria and how just the idea of the thing isn't the problem, right? The thing is like them doing these meme challenges was never the problem, right? It was always them worrying about them doing these meme challenges that was the problem.
And that was the goal of the creature. It wanted to cause the paranoia. That's where it got its
exactly.
So
exactly. I will say that the mom who got like stabbed, she was like the discount version of like the chick who plays Hawkeye's wife. What's her name? I cannot remember her name.
She played Velma in Scooby-Doo.
Yes, exactly.
Linda Cardellini.
And I was going to say, like, she reminds me, like, the chick in this who got stabbed by her son at the beginning, and then you see her later on in the movie. She reminded me of that actress, but like, you know. Linda Cardellini's low-priced doppelganger. So I really liked the take. Like I thought that was a nice little twist, a new sort of idea. I thought the monster, while kind of being kind of goofy, was actually kind of cool looking. Like I liked the design of it. Like I just thought he was kind of neat. And I like the fact that he didn't look like overly good, you know what I mean? Like he looked kind of cheesy, you know what I mean? Kind of low budget horror film, but at the same time had a cool sort of, I don't know, I thought it was a pretty cool looking monster, you know what I mean? Because, you know, my kids was into like Siren Head and all these other freaking like, you know, different stupid monsters that kids like are scared of nowadays. But
I mean, he did look like a memeable, like something that would be on the internet, like crudely.
Oh yeah, totally
crudely sketched.
And so that was, you know, that was something I liked about it. I actually liked all the actors. Like I thought they were pretty decent. Like I thought they gave pretty decent performances, and there was some funny shit that happened. Like they make them, like the kids, like lock up their devices and everything, and then they go to the concert, the kids like concert, and like the guy sitting next to him is like looking on his phone. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, "Oh, no worries." Right, I don't know. Right. I just thought it was funny. Like, you know, they're just as addicted as the kids are. You know. And
the box had a name, or that
detox box,
and there was like a little almost quasi rhyme that they got from the website.
Oh yeah, and that was pretty interesting. I thought it was well structured. You know what I mean? Like I thought the structure was pretty damn good, pretty well put together, and I don't know, I enjoyed it. Like
what was the scariest part for you?
Oof, scariest part.
Or did you? Or was it less scary, or just like more?
No, there was like I felt like when he was like coming at her a lot of times, especially towards the beginning, it was like when he first shows up when she first sees his ass, like through the window, or I think it was like, or like at the door, he's already opened the door. Like I was like, yeah, this was pretty fucking creepy. You know what I mean? Like, and you know me, I do get scared by movies. Most movies that try and scare people, like they'll scare me unless they're really bad.
I wish I was an easy lay. I really did.
Yeah.
Like it sucks to have a look. I mean, and I'm saying, hey, I'm so brave and whatever, but I've watched so much horror. I think with anything, you build up such a tolerance for it.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, I don't think you probably were never scared of movies.
I also have nerves of steel, so
I don't think you were. But I just
no.
You were,
yeah, of course I was. Like Poltergeist as a kid scared the shit out of me.
But yes, and that scared the shit out of me too.
But I show it to my kids now. Recently, I've showed it to them. They're like, "This is what you were scared of?" They're like, "It's okay. It's not scary."
Dude, that scene where he like scratches his face off in the bathroom utterly terrified me.
That the fucking clown, dude. The clown that pulls the kid under the bed. The fucking tree out the window. Like that movie played me like a violin. Like all of my like childhood fears.
Yeah.
But of course I was a kid, right? And,
yeah, you were a kid. I mean, yeah.
But it's possible. Like Hereditary unsettled the shit out of me.
Yeah.
It was creepy, right? Yeah. And the technique was amazing with the clicks. Yeah, so I understood the premise, and like you, I thought, okay, this is a fresh territory. That really,
I didn't understand. I didn't know the premise. I didn't know that that's what was going.
No. As I'm watching it, I mean, I didn't know either, right?
Like, sure. Okay, yeah.
You know, exploring this memeable creature. Initially, I'm thinking, is this creature real, or is this like some psychological thing going on? And I'm going along with it. And the parts with the parents and the kids and the paranoia, I thought was the best part of the movie.
Yeah, I thought those were great. I thought those parts were really good.
The weakest part of the movie for me
was the monster.
Was the Party City monster. And for many reasons, there's aesthetic reasons. Look, I don't mind if a monster looks kind of cheap. And I couldn't quite tell, was it all CG or was it practical? I feel like
I couldn't tell.
That's kind of good that you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
And I know it was a choice because you saw it almost clearly, like in bright light, and they didn't hold back.
And immediately you see it clearly, like that first scene.
And
the first time you see it pretty damn clearly.
And that's where it kind of started to lose me, because I thought it would have been more effective. They gave you everything right away. Right? And that fucking creature, at least, and especially his face, if we had just seen glimpses of him and more shadow and more until the very end, we see him in all his glory or whatever. But I just felt like they just right away you see him, and for me it kind of robbed it of any kind of real tension, right? Yeah. Like in any kind of real dread, and like there's so much you could have done atmospherically, but instead they clubbered you over the head with this thing running with a knife to stab people. So I don't know. I thought the monster was a detriment to the concept. Like I almost felt like it's kind of a disappointment that I guess at the end it really was a monster, right? I mean, clearly if the kid's floating in the air being choked, I was almost hoping that it would, I don't know, like make it ambiguous. Like you don't really quite know. Was it just hysteria? And I know a lot of people would be like, well, that's fucking bullshit. Was it a monster or not, right? And so I'm not saying that ending would be the better ending.
I do think that having a little bit more mystery in there, so you're not really sure what's going on, because you do kind of get wait a second, sorry.
Get a little sleepy talking about it. Also watching it.
I'm just tired.
You want to take a quick nap there, sweetheart? Get your little pillow.
You know, I'm sorry that I'm able to sleep.
Do a little bit of jumping jacks. People. Yeah, I have no feelings, and I can't sleep. I'm a night owl. But go ahead.
You're right. Like they did kind of introduce the idea that, oh, you don't know whether it's real or it's a monster, right? Especially at the party, right? When she's like when Grimcutty's coming through the party at her, which I thought was kind of unnerving. And then the parents come up and they stop her from cutting when she's cutting herself. Like, they kind of walk into the area where Grimcutty would be, and so you're like, oh, it is psychological because they were able to walk into the area, walk into that space that he was taking up. But I mean, I do think having a little bit more mystery would have helped it. But at the same time, I was not expecting much. I was going into this movie thinking it was going to be an absolute pile of dog shit. So I think if I was going into it expecting it to be like the best fucking horror film I've ever seen, I probably would have been disappointed. But I had the lowest of expectations.
Well, same here. Like, I really had I didn't have excitement. I didn't have, like, buzz. But like for all the films we review, if possible, I don't want to read up on it. I don't want to know about it. I want to go in cold. I'm always rooting for films. I honestly do. Like, I'm never going in arms folded. And especially horror films. Like, that's my jam. I love horror films. And I also and I like creatures. That's the other thing. Like, I also hate horror films that are too highfalutin that, or we'll never show anything. Right? Like, that can be irritating too. So again, I'm not saying it should have been that, but they had such a cool concept. They could have played with the mystery, like I said, and made it way more creepy. You know what I mean? And then maybe at the very end they imply that this thing is real, right? Somehow. But then the parents' paranoia and the generational divide really comes into focus, right? And you could really play with that conceit that like who's corrupting who's the blame here. Like, it's like the daughter was kind of irritating, to be honest, because she came off as...
You just hated her to begin with because of the fucking ASMR
she didn't start well with that fucking shit. But even though I hate that, I'm like, okay, she wants to be an influencer, like, and the likes and, watching to see if, her views, and I could relate to that, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. You think?
But then she kind of had this shitty attitude already with the parents. And I get it. It's just
but
she's got
like the yeah, I mean, she's a teenager, right? What teenager doesn't have a shitty attitude towards their parents?
Yeah, it just, I don't know.
But I kind of liked that I thought it was really funny when she, like, meets the one girl who her friend, like, says, oh, you shouldn't be friends with her. Like, she's an asshole, or like she's fucking mean.
Yeah, she left a comment, wow. And there's so many ways to interpret wow.
And she's just like, and I love it. It's like, are we cool? Like, what? Like, well, I just didn't know how to, take the comment of yours. She's like, didn't I just write wow? Right. She's like, yeah, but I didn't know if, like, you meant, like, wow, like eye rolling and everything. And
right.
And it was funny. And then I thought it was really funny, her comment. She's like, you are not what I expected you to be like. I expected you to be all... You're like, you're way more high strung. Like, she's like, what do you mean? I'm like a total Zen person. She's like, no, you're not. Mm-hmm. She's like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, the whole idea of being Zen is that you keep yourself calm in whatever fucked up situation you're in. I thought in the little amount of time you see those two kind of interact, I felt like their interactions were was actually pretty good. But I think more than that, it really was the parents. I felt like the parents were great in this. Like, I really thought they were good.
I will say I did rather like, and it was kind of a throwaway line, because the parents are, I want to say Middle Eastern, maybe midway of the movie, he's talking about the paranoia and is this an attack? Is this an attack on us? Right. On our people? And that was like a good moment, because...
Well, he didn't say our people. He said our community.
Our community. But I took it as his. I don't know if they're Muslim or not, but I saw it as the community of people. I could be wrong. He could have just meant the community itself.
That's what I took it as.
Right. But if it works either way. Maybe I guess it's eye of the beholder. But that was a nice little touch, because I liked the casting. I like it. It wasn't like typical white teenager. It was a brown family, a family type we don't see a lot in genre movies, and they're like the star. I really like that fact. that we show a father, you know, again, I don't know if he's Muslim or not, but a brown father who's a good father and who's trying to teach value to his kids.
Yeah, I liked the little brother. He was so funny. It was so funny when she shows up. She's like, "Let me see your laptop." He's like, "What? It's in the thing." She's like, "Don't pull that crap on me, your little goody two shoes bullshit doesn't work on me. I know you got a fucking secret laptop somewhere."
Thank you for bringing that up. How the
Fuck does he have a laptop without his parents knowing about it?
Yeah, Chloe said it before I could. She's like, "Dad, how does he have a laptop and the parents don't know about it?"
Yeah,
like,
totally.
I don't know. You're like, I have no idea. That's just, the movie needed it. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, the douchebag speaker thing was kind of stupid. I thought it was just kind of useless. Like, I didn't really know why they did that. They probably just needed to have more time in the movie, you know?
And maybe
make that
a little bit of brevity, a little bit of, I guess he was supposed to be funny. He had a huge fucking head, Mike.
I felt like they made him so cringy that it was like, it was bad. Like,
Unreal.
you know, it was
Clear
past the
what it
point
was.
of, yeah, you know what I mean? It was past the point of like funny cringe, and it was like bad cringe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree that the actors were fine, right? Even the girl, even though she annoyed me, but you know, she was doing her job. Like, she played that type. I like how the brother, I actually watched this with Chloe. Chloe, who said,
he was funny as shit, dude. Oh, can I go first to put his shit in the fucking detox box?
And I was telling Chloe, he's the smartest one in the fucking house.
Yeah,
he knows how to play his parents, man.
Well, of course he's the smartest one in the house. I mean, they start you off as realizing that he's a smart kid, because, you know, how many middle schoolers are like a badass like that on the freaking saxophone, you know what I mean, in a band like with a bunch of high schoolers and stuff.
And just to get it out before I forget, because honestly, Chloe and I, we were laughing throughout this movie, like stopping it and having a conversation. Why?
You watched it? You watched it with her?
Yeah, like after
didn't she say she didn't want to? She's like, that sounds stupid.
Actually, I put it on thinking, okay, well, I'll watch it by myself. And she came out and sat down, and then she was like, "Oh, can you pause it? I gotta go to the restroom." Like, I didn't even know she was watching. I'm like, "I thought you said this was stupid." No, the title was stupid. I didn't say I didn't want to watch it. Right.
Sure. I heard that interaction.
Yeah, exactly. I got witnesses.
Yeah. I call bullshit on that, Chloe, if you listen to this.
We both laughed because near the end, the dad was chasing the daughter through the hospital. Like, there was no fucking people. Like, where are all the...
Yeah.
Where's the personnel?
Totally.
And like, even I was like, okay, well, maybe they're dealing with all the cut victims. But Chloe's like, what?
Right.
All the nurses at the station? Like, she's been in a hospital enough to realize that, you know, it's just perfectly empty for that scene to play
right.
out. You know, I don't know, man. Like, I can't sum it up better than what I said. I feel like it was, it just could have been better. And it could.
No, and I agree with
that.
that.
Here's the thing with paranoia. If you really want to play your paranoia to really get us in the minds of the characters, that don't make it so fucking obvious what's happening. Right? It's what's real, what isn't real.
Totally.
And right away, we know pretty much that it is a real creature. And then the girl, she does a thing where characters will do the thing they shouldn't do because plot needs them to keep doing boneheaded fucking things.
Right.
Oh, wait. I lied. That thing didn't attack me in the bathroom. I just stabbed myself.
Right.
Great. Now they think you're a liar. And throughout it, because like I said, I was pausing the movie and Chloe and I were talking. And then first she was on the daughter's side. And I was like, oh, right away to the parent's side. Like, what are they supposed to do? She's doing this. And gradually throughout the movie, I forget the point was when she broke into the lady's house. Just like, okay, this girl is stupid. I'm on your side, man. I told you. What the fuck is she doing? Literally, if she just stayed with the parents, hey, and the next time some supernatural shit happens, which eventually is what convinced the parents, right? Like the mom saw the kid floating and her dad saw her floating. Instead of fucking running across town trying to solve a mystery like Scooby-Doo, stay with your parents. But I get it. The movie has to happen. Right?
Right.
It just, I like movies that they know this is a plot device. Here's the challenge. How do we have characters behave in a way that the audience would probably behave, and still they get fucked, right?
Sure.
Like for me, that's the challenge. Instead of having the kid be this rebel and just, I don't wanna.
Right.
I'm gonna solve this mystery by myself, even though I don't know what the fuck is going on or what that creature is. I'm gonna go to the lady's house because she created the website and probably she created the creature. The fuck sense does that make? Like I don't know.
No, you're right. And you're right. I mean, that is true, but at the same time, like I said, I don't know. I enjoyed it.
Sometimes you just like something.
Yeah. I didn't love it, you know what I mean? But I found it enjoyable.
Like I really enjoyed Malignant. And I think you were okay with it, but you didn't like it as much as me.
Right.
But, for whatever reason, I fucking dug it.
Right.
And maybe I saw it at the right time. I was in the right frame of mind. Like, it was just what I needed. I don't know. But, look, it's not a bad film. It's well done. It's well acted. I think the creature is interesting. I just think they show him way too much.
Yeah.
And way too soon. And what happened with all the other people? So Grimcutty, like she ASMR'd the message. That was the other thing that irritated me. The very important life-saving message she whispered. So if you want to survive, this is what you need to do. Stop trying to get fucking likes and tell people how to survive against the fucking meme monster. Okay?
Well,
God damn it.
Look,
Stop ASMRing me.
Okay.
For God's sake.
But I'm just saying, like, that's her fucking thing.
I know,
If she's going to get shit out, that's how she's going to get it out.
You're going to do your thing at this point when you're trying to save lives? Maybe? I don't know.
I also liked what happened in the lady's house. Like, I liked the whole idea of her locking him up.
Overprotective. There's a lot of themes there.
She was overprotecting him in order to allow herself to feel okay. You know what I mean? To not be nervous for him. So, because she knew that's what caused Grimcutty to show up. And so that was really kind of interesting.
I like when she took a breath outside the crazy lady's house.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that was when the whole Zen, her becoming a Zen person, like, you know what I mean? Because you could really see like, oh, she's trying to understand the idea of being Zen, like being able to be calm in those crazy situations.
So when that moment happened, and maybe leading up to that, I was thinking it's part of the movie statement, because the movie has a lot of things to say about social interaction and technology. Because I personally feel it's good to fucking put the device down and look at the sky, breathe fresh air. And I feel like that was maybe a step to that moment, but they didn't really hammer it home much later. And maybe that was all they needed. But I felt like that was going to be the overall message. I think it was kind of thrown away, if that's what they really go for. Because at the end, she ASMR'd the warning. To everyone. So
your favorite thing.
No lesson learned. This is the thing, Mike. You didn't really need a real creature. As parents, the internet is scary as fuck. That our kids at their fingertips, all kinds of deranged shit. Or
absolutely.
Or there's, last year was a slap your teacher challenge. This actually happened. And I think it might have happened at one of my kids' school. I'm trying to remember. Like, this is kind of frightening shit, right? It's like, oh, it's fun because we're young and there's no consequences. But then you don't want to be the parent, the overprotective parent, like the lady, the website lady put her son in a padded room.
And then the moment she started freaking out again, and like you could see her freaking out because she was freaking out, and then Grimcutty she knew Grimcutty was gonna show up, but then he screamed and she's like, fuck! She's like, it's all your fucking fault, I had my shit together. You know what I mean? Like it was like an avalanche of emotions within her. And I thought that was a pretty good little scene there. Obviously, everything leading up was stupid. Like, it was stupid. Why is she going to this lady's house and everything? But at the same time, I guess I was into the movie enough at that point where I didn't really give a shit. I mean, it's a horror film. You know what I mean? People do stupid shit in horror films. That's what they do.
No, but what I'm saying, if the film had a finger on the pulse of something very real and tangible that they could have really drilled down on. And if you wanted to have a creature, maybe the creature, because at the end of the day, it's the parents that really become the threat. Like it did in film, it kind of affected the parents, and maybe get little glimpses, and the reflection in the mirror is Grimcutty, not your dad or whatever, until the very end, it like oozes out of the parent, and then you can have a big monster moment. I don't know. But leading up into that, like I was very relatable. I can understand a parent's paranoia. Love is deadly. Because that's what it is. Like you don't want anything to happen to your young ones, and there's so many threats out there that you wanna eat them up, Mike.
That's right.
You can relate to that feeling, right?
I can.
That consuming them. That's a deleted scene. The dad actually eats his kid.
No, it's not.
Mike wishes it was for cathartic reasons. Look, like I said, it's not a bad movie. I enjoyed watching it with my daughter, picking it apart.
Sure.
And that was a fun experience. So there's something to be said. Watch it if you don't have like high expectations, and you could watch it just to kind of laugh at it, maybe.
Totally.
But, if there's a Grimcutty 2, I would say focus less on the actual creature running around with a knife and focus more on
the psychological aspect.
The psychological aspects, right? How
that really was the most interesting portion, you know what I mean?
Because it's the new villagers with torches, right? Like it's something goes viral and then suddenly you worry it's going to infiltrate your kid, and there's a portal in almost in every room, right? You got to remove all the devices and have a media blackout because you think that little band-aid is going to stop the big bad media world from infiltrating, but there's no stopping it.
Exactly. Like you got to think about it realistically. Like you can't put you can't use a temporary situation for an ongoing problem.
Right.
Like you got to teach your kids how to
make good choices.
Yeah, make good choices, but consume media, consume the internet properly, and to be discerning in the information they take in, and to protect themselves and not do stupid shit.
Well, and the unfortunate thing being a parent is they're going to hurt themselves.
Absolutely.
And when I say that, I don't mean like try to commit suicide.
Oh, our guy are going to cut themselves because Grimcutty.
right. But, their heart would be broken. They may break a leg. It could be physical. It could be emotional. It could be unwillfully or willfully. There's not a lot of control you have, right?
Yeah. And it's a good thing. Like, if they're not getting into a little bit of trouble and getting hurt a little bit, whether it be emotionally or physically or whatever, then they're probably not really living life to its fullest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? like, save that till you're, in your 40s and married. That's when you can resign yourself to a miserable existence.
I think a problem with a lot of parents is not realizing the kids have something to teach you. We're so busy trying to teach them and guide them and make sure every foothold is secure, they don't slip and fall, that, I talk to my kids every day, right? And that's something I didn't have growing up. Like, I never talked to my fucking dad, right? And he was around, right? I know Ray was out and, wasn't physically there, but I would talk to my mom.
I do the same with Noah. I do the same with
It's
with
important,
Noah. And
dude.
I try to talk to Kara too. Ask her how her day was and what happened and stuff. And
be an open window. The draft comes in and goes out. So it's a fine line between lording over them and hitting them with a lesson every time you talk to them, as opposed to just hearing about their day and just communicating on their level.
Yeah.
And then sometimes learning some things, right? Like,
absolutely.
Like I said, I was watching this movie. Chloe, we were both noticing things. She noticed things and was making sharp observations before I could even make it, right? I'm like, this is great. Like, it was a movie I didn't enjoy, but I did enjoy because of who I watched it with. And that's what I'm saying, said before, it might be the perfect movie, throwaway, silly movie to watch with your kids. What do you want to rate it?
I will give it 3 ASMR comb scrapes out of 5.
Oh, did you know she did the little finger scrapes at the end after she whispered the warning, just to fucking rub it in. Ugh.
Just to piss
me off.
They were like, "Hey, Troy, fuck you."
Oh my god. Well, in honor of my lovely daughter Chloe, because before she went to bed tonight, I said, "Hey, what do you want to rate Grimcutty?" Because I'm recording it tonight. She said, "I'll give it 2.5 missing doctors on a hospital floor out of 5." And you know
awesome.
what? I think that's
great.
perfect. That is the perfect rating.
That is.
I love horror movies.
I know.
Even though there hasn't been one to really scare me in a long, long time, because I'm an old fuck and I've seen it all.
What were you ever scared by? What scared you?
The Blair Witch unsettled me.
That fucking scared the shit out of me.
Yes, my heart was racing in that movie.
First time I saw that in the theater with the same girl who called me Superman butt. And I will say that I was scared out of my motherfucking mind, but at the same time, I held that shit in and fucking pretended.
Wait.
Because
So I got an important question. So Superman butt,
yeah.
Does that mean your shit flies out of your ass faster than a speeding bullet? Is it a true
Troy,
Superman?
why you gotta make everything weird? Why you gotta make everything weird?
You're the
Troy?
one that said your ass is called Superman butt at one point.
I'm just saying.
That's
It's just a fact. And you're the one bringing up weird ass things about shit flying out of my ass. So that's weird. Yeah, you're making it weird, Troy.
Look, I'm just calling out the balls on the pool table as you lay them.
Okay. If you ask for medium rare, you never get it medium rare. It's always medium to medium well, and it's fucking dry and gross and worthless.
You want the marks where the jockey was hitting it. Like, how rare do you want it?
If you went to a steakhouse and ordered like $100 A5 fucking Wagyu beef steak, how would you have them cook it?
Probably medium well.
Oh my god, you're a fucking monster. Oh, I can't even talk. I can't even talk about this.
I don't crave
Holy shit.
flesh,
You
bloody
would
flesh.
waste one of the most amazing cuts of meat by cooking it to death, dude.
I like what I like. I wipe my ass standing up. I like my meat cooked well. And I don't want to eat my fucking kids. So Netflix should make a show about me. Troy Luder, the ass wiping.
I wipe my ass standing up. I like my meat medium well, and I don't want to eat my fucking kids. Oh, that's pretty fucking funny, Troy. That's got to make it in the podcast.